Welcome to Shadows at 6th, the one, the only drive-thru Halloween experience in Central Arkansas in 2020. How is your 2020 going? Shadows at 6 is brought to you by our friends at Simmons Bank. This would not be possible without their support. Please note, you may roll your windows down, but please turn your lights off. And do not get out of the car. We hope you enjoy your experience. At the end of a dirt road in Saline County sits China Grove Cemetery. While abandoned for decades, this graveyard still sees its fair share of activity. Paranormal activity. This graveyard is not a place where one could rest in peace, because it is haunted by a host of restless spirits. As you approach the creaking, old metal gate leading to the cemetery, don't be surprised if your radio fades to only static. And, should your headlights begin to flicker or fade, you may notice the glowing headstones dotted throughout the dark woods. As the glow surrounds and follows you, beware of a white dog with cold, blue eyes, guarding the scattered graves with its shrieking howls. Visitors have claimed that when seeing this white, gnarling beast, its body evaporates when hit with light. Elsewhere in the cemetery, there have been numerous sightings of a crazed, distraught phantom woman carrying her crying baby. But beware, if she offers you the child to take, and you do so, you will see the bundle is no baby, but a crumbling headstone that will weigh you down into the earth, leaving you there for eternity. Consider yourself lucky upon exiting this paranormal resting place, as legend holds, those who enter greatly outnumber those who leave.
Is that a coyote? A wild boar? A bear? Do we run?
Way down in Miller County at the Louisiana state line lies the town of Falk, put on the map as the hotspot for Bigfoot. Locals, passerbys, and even the legendary Bigfoot hunters alike all claim sightings of a beast covered in long, dark hair with an ape-like appearance, smelling of a skunk and wet dog. Local lore says that this creature has tormented locals for decades by killing livestock and destroying property. Evidence of his whereabouts is seen in the tracks and claw marks discovered by those trying to find him and those trying to avoid him. Protective mothers warn their kids that they best be home before sundown. The monster has been said to be able to run swiftly with a galloping gait and swing its arms violently. Stay away from the swamp, or the Falk monster will be hot on your trail. Looking for a locally brewed refreshment? Go check out East 6th Brewing, where all their beers are brewed right here in downtown Little Rock. Bad luck, deception, and death has shrouded the Crescent Hotel and Resort since 1886. The hotel has sat atop the town of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and is widely held as America's most haunted hotel. The hotel's longest evil resident is a mischievous spirit that goes by the name of Michael.
Our souls never rest.
Michael was one of the original stonemasons, brought over from Ireland. Unfortunately for Michael, while constructing the hotel's roof, he lost his balance and fell to his demise. Guess the luck of the Irish didn't help the departed body of Michael. As for the unsettled spirit of a young female student, she also makes her presence known with her spiraling screams heard when she jumped to her death from the hotel balcony. Fatal falls seem to plague the Crescent Hotel. And the final nail in the coffin for the Crescent Hotel property occurred when the hotel served as a cancer hospital, where the quack, Dr. Norman Baker, who had no formal medical education, provided cancer patients with miracle cures. Numerous sightings of the doctor's ghosts have been reported by guests, along with sightings of the doctor's nurse.
The doctor is here.
Should you dare to someday book a room at the Crescent, be warned that legend has it that guests only check in, but don't check out. Shadows on 6 is sponsored by UAMS, a complete health system creating a better state of health for every Arkansan. For all your healthcare needs, it's UAMS Health. The sleepy town of Gurdon holds a spine-tingling secret. Local lore has it that the old train tracks that border the small town house the soul of a restless spirit who uses a lantern to light the way on his eternal search for his severed head.
Have you seen my head?
Every Halloween, groups of young and old walk for miles searching the tracks that are now partially torn up and covered in weeds and grass, all awaiting a scare. After an accident, or was it? The conductor was hit and killed while on the job, causing him to search for his head into eternity. If you ever find yourself driving near Woodson on Arkansas Highway 365 on a dark, rainy night, don't stop. Keep driving. You may see a young girl dressed in a torn, white dress in the distance,
Would you mind giving me a ride? I live just right up the road.
waving you down for a ride. If you dare to pick her up, as soon as you arrive at her home, she disappears. Was she ever really there? And for those brave enough to knock on the front door, they sadly find out that she had died in a car accident many years before. Forever, she will be looking for a ride home from this eternity into the next. This land is forever cursed. Beware of the Powhatan Courthouse and Jail, located in Lawrence County, one of the most haunted sites in Northeast Arkansas. This historic courthouse has been giving its townspeople and visitors nightmares since it was originally built in 1873. But then, a catastrophic fire that would serve as an omen of the devastation to come for an innocent man who, according to numerous accounts, still haunts the courthouse grounds to this day. In 1887, Andrew Springer, a freed slave, found himself falsely accused of having inappropriate relations with a young woman. Taking justice into their own hands, the woman's family and other townspeople formed an angry mob and abducted Springer from the jail. From there, Springer's fate lay at the end of a rope. The oak tree still stands today, a few yards from the courthouse. Records show Springer to be the only person in the county to have met his demise by such methods. Legend has it that Springer's spirit routinely returns to the courthouse, still seeking his day in court, still seeking the truth and revenge. Springer is often with the ghost of his sister, who died in the courthouse jail after her multiple attempts to kill her brother's executioners. Pray you never find yourself being held in the Powhatan Courthouse and in need of mercy. None is to be found here. But you may find yourself crossing paths with Andrew Springer as he awaits his vindication.
Falsely accused.
We also want to give a shout out to our friends at Overstock Furniture, now at the new location in the old Sears building in North Little Rock. Be on the lookout for their spooky display on the way back down. We now leave fright and despair in the shadows while we discover hope for tomorrow. Only by knowing and appreciating our past are we able to persevere as we move forward. During a year that has been filled with real nightmares and despair, we remember during this season there is always hope for the future. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you for coming to Shadows at 6, presented by Simmons Bank. We hope you enjoyed our elevated experience. If you took any pictures, be sure to use the hashtag Shadows at 6. Come back and tell your friends.